Is your wife an extremely negative person and it's making your marriage difficult? Does she complain a lot, or does she blame you for everything bad happening in her life? Whatever your case might be, I have some bad news. What you allow is what will continue. That is, if you can't solve her negativity somehow, you'll trap yourself into one of two outcomes. Either you spend the rest of your life in a stressful marriage, or your marriage ends when either you or your wife gives up. That's the bad news about your situation right now. Unless you do something about your wife's negativity, you'll trap yourself in a lose-lose situation. But luckily, you don't have to. This video will show you how to stay sane and cure your wife's negativity. You'll learn the best methods on how to deal with a negative spouse and possibly save your marriage in the process. You're about to learn the 2 things you should never do when trying to cure her negativity. And the only way you can turn your wife into a more positive, more well-adjusted, and more supportive partner for life. Sounds good? Great. Before we continue, I need a quick favor. Take 3 seconds of your time to scroll down and click like. Your like will go a long way in helping my channel grow and thrive. By clicking like, you'll get even more of these awesome techniques shared with you in the time to come. So if you haven't already, please scroll down and click like now because I'll wait here. Have you clicked like? Awesome. Now let's move right on to the first tip, how to deal with a negative spouse. Tip number 1, don't ignore your wife's negativity. Many husbands make the mistake of thinking, if I ignore the problem, it will go away. Unfortunately, it's not true. And it's especially dangerous when it comes to an attitude problem like your wife's negativity. Instead, here's what's truer. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. In other words, the longer your wife's negativity goes unaddressed, the more it becomes a habit for her. And when she's habitually negative, then your job gets much harder. So that's the first tip. Whatever you do, don't ignore your wife's negativity. Don't make the mistake of thinking that if you ignore the problem, it will go away, because it won't. Now here's the second tip. Tip number 2, don't fight your wife's negativity. Another mistake husbands tend to make is to fight their wife's negativity. They fight her negativity in one of 2 ways. 1, they either work doubly hard to prove her negativity wrong, whatever it is she's being negative about, or 2, they confront the negativity directly. They try to intimidate her into changing her attitude. Why should you never do either of these? Here's why. If you try to prove her negativity wrong, you'll only actually reinforce it. For instance, let's say she's being negative about your state of finances. She feels you're always on the brink of financial difficulty. And so, in an attempt to fight her negativity, you get a second job and ease your financial troubles. Would that cure her negativity? Perhaps, but only for a few weeks. But then, she'll revert to her negative attitude by looking for something else to be negative about. For instance, she might now think, he's spending so much time at work. I feel neglected. He's always working late nights. He might be cheating on me. If he leaves me, I'll lose all this. You get the idea. Proving her wrong will not make her less negative. Likewise, confronting her negativity doesn't get rid of it either. Here's why. Let's say your marriage is having financial troubles. She complains about them to you. And then you try to intimidate her by saying, will you stop going on about money? I know the problem. I'm working on the solution. Can you help me out by not whining so much? Guess what? That won't make her any less negative either. Instead, she'll think, I was right to be worried. My husband's an uncaring jerk. I hope you're getting the picture right now. You can't ignore your wife's negativity. You can't prove it wrong. And you can't fight it either. So is there nothing you can do? Thankfully, the answer is no. There is something you can do. You can do something about her negativity, and you're about to learn what it is. Before I can show you what this tip is, I want you to do something for me right now. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button below this video. Your subscription to my channel will go a long way in helping me create more helpful videos like this one. So please, take a quick moment to scroll down and click the subscribe button below. Once you've done that, I'll share with you the third and most powerful tip on how to deal with your spouse's negativity. Do it now. Have you clicked subscribe? If so, thanks. You rock. Now let's move on to tip number 3, where I'll show you how to deal with your wife's negativity once and for all. Tip number 3. Use dread game on her. Now, you might be wondering, what is dread game? Dread game is a mind control technique developed by the mentalist Derek Rake. Derek is the foremost authority on the use of mind control in dating and relationships. Derek is the founder of the Shogun Method system. Shogun Method teaches men how to lead happy relationships with the use of mind control. To date, the Shogun Method system has more than 17,000 followers around the world. But for the purposes of this video, we just need to focus on one mind control technique, and that technique is dread game. First of all, what is dread? Dread is that impending sense of doom that overcomes you when you think you're about to lose your wife or when your marriage is about to fail. Here's the thing. In a marriage, one of the partners should feel more dread than the other. And right now, in your marriage, the one who's feeling more dread is probably you. Here's why. The partner who feels more dread is the one who works harder and sacrifices more to keep the marriage healthy. And the partner who feels less dread, they're the one who doesn't work and sacrifice nearly as much. So if your wife's negativity is bothering you to death, and you're searching far and wide for ways to deal with it, then yes, you're the one who feels the dread more. Now that's your mission. You need to turn the tables. If you want your wife to stop being so negative, then you'll need to make her feel more dread than you do. That's why it's called dread game. It's a top secret mind game you play on your wife. She must never know about it. She must never even hear about the term dread from you. And instead, you start making her feel more and more insecure in your marriage. Here are a few ways to make her feel more dread. You can stop working so hard to make her happy, and instead start spending more of your time and energy on yourself. Or you can disappear from the house for days at a time, making zero contact with her. In other words, you make her worry. You can also refuse to explain yourself when you come back, and instead simply telling her that you needed some alone time. And when she blows up in your face, don't back down. Instead, double down on your position and even disappear again for another few days. And finally, when she apologizes and promises to do whatever you tell her, you lavish her with loving reassurance. I hope you get the picture by now. Dread game involves inflicting some emotional pain on your wife. You don't do it directly, but you do it unexpectedly and out of the blue. You'll want your wife to snap out of her negativity and focus all her attention on you. If you do that enough, she'll soon feel the dread, and she'll start sacrificing and doing her part for the relationship. That's how dread game works, friends, and that's how you deal with your wife's negativity. Now, if you think dread game sounds controversial, that's because it is. It's definitely not something you'll see on TV. But dread game is backed by decades of science. It's real. It works. And it's the only way to deal with your wife's negativity. If you don't want to use dread game, that's perfectly understandable. But I hope you understand that you're settling for a lose-lose situation if you do. But if you do use dread game, you're putting yourself in a win-win situation. That's the main thing here, isn't it? Now, if you want to learn more about mind control, I can definitely help you. In just a moment, a link will come up inside this video. Click on it, and it will take you to the one and only online masterclass on mind control. This exclusive online masterclass will be given to you by the only one who can, Derek Rake himself. Do you want to deal with your wife's negativity once and for all? Derek will show you how. So click the link and sign right up for Derek Rake's online masterclass on mind control. Watching the online masterclass will be the best thing you'll do for yourself, believe me. So click on that link right now.